Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new or visiting from Etsy, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So today I am sharing the December Believe collection with all of you, that which will be released at noon Eastern Standard Time. Actually, with the release of this video is also the release of the collection in my Etsy shop. So the link will be in the description box down below whenever you want to go check that out. So for those of you who are new, what my monthly collections contain is a traveler's notebook along with a collection of goodies that you could use alongside the traveler's notebook. This collection is really good for those who are either really new to journaling or crafting and don't have a lot of supplies, or it's really great for building a collection of supplies. And it's great for those of us who are busy and don't have a lot of time to put into crafting and journaling throughout the month. So these collections are great for that. With the journal comes a whole bunch of little paper supplies so you can have a really nice foundation for playing in your journal and crafting just a little bit. I get a lot of feedback from people that it's an awesome collection. There's a lot you can do with it. It mixes well with items from your stash, and it really gives you an idea of what junk journaling is with the collection and the little bits and pieces that come along with it. So without further ado, let's get into this collection. I will start with flipping through the journal and talking about that a little bit. All right, so this journal, for those of you who are new, is a traveler's notebook size. It measures 8.5 inches tall by 4.5 inches wide. There are 30 pages in this journal for journaling, and it's really a great base for starting with, especially for the month of December. If you're working through a December daily, or you wanted to do a December daily but you didn't have time to put something together, this is a great monthly size. I always find that I have a little extra room to play around because I like to write a little bit, but even if you don't write, there's room to add pictures or just stickers and decorating pages if you find that therapeutic like I do. Also, for the month of December, this journal would be awesome for throwing in your purse and using to create your shopping lists, your Christmas festivities, parties lists, all those thoughts that are in our heads while we're preparing and prepping for the holiday celebrations. And that's actually how I am planning on using mine. So I'm pretty excited to get into this collection with all of you this month as well. So getting into the journal, it is tied with this very pretty deep black seam binding. I just love the colors in this collection. I'll talk a little bit more about them as we go along because it's kind of a mixture of things, but I think it all comes together beautifully. So for the main cover of this book, this is a really pretty piece of paper that says Merry Christmas and a bunch of things relating to Christmas all over it. I think it's awesome. I stitched some cheesecloth here on the cover, and then I have these two pieces here that, whatever your imagination says, these are two snowflakes. This really reminds me of the Bethlehem Christmas star, so I absolutely love that, but it's also very snowy looking, and I love that as well. When I was planning this journal, I really wanted to give it some sparkle and some glitter, so you will find that here as well. There is a mixture of some gold and white embossing powder on here, as well as some gold glitter. So forgive me, there is some glitter on this book, but it's Christmas. And I think that we all expect a little glitter on Christmas. I have been so glitter covered the last few days, but I've been working with all of these books, so it was to be expected. Then there is some little layers here of this cotton cloth. There's some gold tulle here behind this deep red colored piece of fabric. I did some stencil work with some heavy gesso here and added some snowflake sparkle there as well. And then there's the Believe title of the book. So I am really happy with this cover. A lot of love and time went into these covers, more than usual, I have to say. Sometimes that happens. The inside of the journal has this really pretty winter forest print. I really love that about it. I think it's a lot of fun. And then there's the typical mixture of papers here. There's some tea-dyed paper, some notebook paper, tea-dyed paper, ledger paper. I did add some red cabbage dyed paper, so there's some blue tinted pages in here. There's some blue graph paper, a wax deli bag there, some more cabbage dyed paper, again with the dictionary page. I really enjoy the dictionary page in the journal, but I always put a disclaimer on here. We really try to be careful with what words are going in your journal, but it is possible that some rather rude words have made it into the book, and I apologize if that happens to you. I do know there are some Christmas words floating around in some of these journals, so I was excited about that. My mom did some searching in the dictionary to find the best pages also. But if you find something that you don't like, it's super easy to cover it up or paint over it, which is something I enjoy doing, adding paint and writing over it. There's a really pretty piece of letterhead in here that has a parchment look to it. More tea stain paper, a half sheet of music page, more tea stain paper, and then the center of the signature. And then working backwards here, you can see that there's lots of room for whatever you might want to use this little notebook for. This piece of ledger flips out back here. And this piece of paper here is either going to be blue or red in your book, depending. And then some tea stain paper. And then that's the back cover. So that is the journal. I cannot wait to start playing in mine. I've definitely done a lot of work to them on the outside. I can't wait to start playing on the inside. So let's get into the ephemera pack. I know there's a lot of glare, but I wanted to show you how your pack will come packaged. This is really just a decorative element for the collection. I just thought it would be fun to add a little shine and a little jingle to the collection. So there's a piece of tinsel in your package and a few jingle bells. Maybe you can incorporate those into your journal. I just thought they'd be a lot of fun. Okay, and then getting into the collection, there's those little jingle bells. And actually I thought those would be a lot of fun on some paper clips or some garment pins, a little piece of mini garlands. And I'll just take all this off, and starting with the biggest book page. Again, I really love these Ideals book pages, and I know I just happen to have the same book page that I had in that ephemera pack yesterday, but there is a book page from the Ideals book, and of course all these pages are going to vary. There is a book page from A Christmas Carol about Scrooge, which is one of my favorite Christmas stories, so I love that that is in here. There's a book page from A Christmas Little Golden Book. It could be pretty much any Christmas Little Golden Book. I have quite a few different ones. There are two pieces of 6x6 scrapbook paper that goes along, that matches the cover of the journal. So this one is black and white, and I love the holly, and then on the back it just has this great script creamy color there. And then there's also the 6x6 black piece of paper with this great flourish design on the back. Next we'll get into this goodie bag. This is just stuffed full of little Christmas items. Every collection is going to come with a vintage postcard. I was able to collect enough postcards for the kits. They're all going to be different, of course. They're authentic, they're old. It might be written on, it might not be written on. It just depends. This one is from 1910. A lot of them are 1910 to 1914, I noticed. And you might have a great little Christmas note on the back, or it might be blank. What was important to me was just that every kit had one. I think these are so much fun and nostalgic and would be great incorporated into our journals. So there is a vintage postcard, large gold paper clip, and then getting into this bag. Again, we have this waxed deli bag here. There's a manila tag with this great best wishes for the holiday season stamped onto the front of it. There's the typical large tag made out of the same paper as the journal's cover. There's an one manila inventory tag. There is one blank manila tag. This napkin is included with this great bird. I loved the forest element mixing in with the scrapbook papers and the cover. So you're going to see in this collection a mixture of the nature Christmas element. There's a little bit of red and green and then some blue, but I love the way that it all comes together. Even this napkin has some blue in it with the nature themed, the deeper reds. There is one, actually I'm just going to pull it in now. This card is the only real true red and green that you're going to see in the kit. But my thinking is when you're working in your journal, every page can be different. You can have a traditional page, you can have a blue and silver page, you can have a silver and gold page. There's so much that you can do, and that's the awesome thing about the journals. They can vary. But I put in some of the fun things that I loved and I thought would be a lot of fun to work with. So there is a old Christmas trivia card out of a trivia game. I think those are fun. I actually love that. I always would get this out at Christmas and nobody ever wanted to play. I don't know why. Anyway, there is also a glassine little envelope here. There's a bag of gems, flat back crystal gems with a lot of iridescent color in there, and also some pearl flat backs. I think those are very elegant and pretty. There's a strip of 3 white tickets, 1 blue claim check, again mixing in that blue color. There are 2 white price tags on a string, and then there's some varying ephemera pieces in here. All of them are different. Some of them are cut aparts. This one says Season's Greetings, and again, they're all different. You guys, you might get some of these vintage looking photos, but it all has the same paper line feel from this collection that I used. This one could actually be cut apart again, but they're all really awesome pieces, and I think they're just going to incorporate well. So you can see that you have some woodland aspects, some vintage style, and it just all pulls together beautifully. I cannot wait to start playing with this journal. Okay, so that is what is included in that bag of goodies. Then we'll take a minute to go through this glassine bag. You guys know, who's familiar with my kits, I love using these glassine bags in every collection because I love the way that this tag always fits perfectly in this glassine bag. Of course, it's all pinched closed right now, but it does. It fits perfectly in there. So our poinsettia playing card is clipped on with a gold paper clip. And then this bag is full of some fun stuff too. So again, you're getting the glassine bag. There are 2 wooden gold stars and 2 wooden silver stars. And these have a little piece of pop dot on the back. There's a ticket shaped punch out of that scrapbook paper. There is 1 old school gift tag in each kit. There are 2. These are old Christmas seals that we would receive in the mail looking for donations, either Christmas seals or sometimes you would get return address seals. These are back, this one says 1990, and they are differing years. Like there might be some from 88 to 92 or something like that. But there are 2 of them, and these ones just happen to be from the American Lung Association and have these doves on it. There is 1 old Christmas postage stamp. They've all been used, and I think they'll be great to play around with. There's another little punch out of that paper. This one happens to be a tab. There are the typical 4 hearts that I really like using on my center strings in the journal, so those are in there. There are 3 die-cut snowflakes. These are made out of white cardstock. All these little diamonds punch out of these snowflakes. I just didn't take the time to do that. Some of them fall right out, but 3 snowflakes, and then there are some pieces of Tim Holtz ephemera that's all Christmas related. These all vary and they're all different, but I thought that Tim Holtz ephemera was pretty fun too. So that is everything that is included in this little glassine bag. Then you guys, that's not it. We have this little bag of fibers. Again, this tiny glassine bag. I love using these in the journal as well. There are 2 extra gold paper clips in there. an extra large paper clip, and then there's this bag of fibers that could be used in anything from decorating your paper clips to tying on to safety pins or garment pins, but it just incorporates a lot of those blue colors, the icy snow color. There's some gold and browns in there. There's a little piece of red poking out there. So there's a little bag of fibers that you can play around with as well. And then last but not least is the beaded bookmark that I love including in the kit. I always make sure that it's put together first because you can't trust a package of beads to send them off, and then if the hole doesn't work, I would hate for somebody to not be able to put their bookmark together. So this is already done for you. And I love the beads on this one, that crystally snow look. This one you can't really tell in the lighting, but it has some iridescent sparkle to it, the blue and the gold, and then the way that it just sits and dangles inside the journal is a lot of fun. All right, you guys, and that is the December Believe collection. I am very excited about this one. I hope that you guys like it and enjoy it as well. I do have some news to go along with this collection. Again, you guys, your lady is blessing us with an extra pack of goodies. It has not arrived as this video is being created. And as this release is happening, it has not arrived yet, but I know that I'm going to be able to expect it toward the end of the week once I get all the packaging collated and the orders collated from the release. I know that your lady's working really hard right now as I'm talking to get that package ready, but it's going to be a surprise to all of us, kind of like a little Christmas present. So I'm very excited to say this isn't all you're going to receive. If any one of you is familiar with your lady, you know that she puts a lot of heart and love into her little packaging. And it's not just her, you guys. She has her 2 kiddos helping her out as well. She sent me some photos of her kids putting some packages together, and I just love that. I can't believe that your lady, she has such a big heart, and she's just generously gifting us all a little piece of Christmas joy to go along with our journal. So I am excited. So when you guys get your collection, you will have an additional little package in there from your lady, and I can't wait myself. It's a surprise to me. I don't even know what it is yet, so I'm very excited about that. So there will be an additional little bag of goodies. Also, as usual for me, if you purchase your collection within the first 24 hours of the release, so between now until noon-ish, I usually play around with that. If you come in at 1 in the afternoon or 2 in the afternoon, within the first 24 hours of the release, which would end on November 29th, you will receive a free bag of goodies as well, just for being one of the first customers, because I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate your support and your love, your kindness, making this successful for me. I just obviously couldn't do it without you guys. So I like to throw in a bag of fun as well. So that's going to include some Christmas items and some general junk journaling items and some ephemera. So that's a little addition. And for those of you who have already told me you're ordering additional kits for Christmas gifts, I will include, if you do it within the first 24 hours, for each collection, you can receive a bag of goodies. I usually get that question, but if you're ordering 2 or 3, I will send you 2 or 3 bags of goodies that you can give along with the journals. So that's something to look forward to. Lots going out with this collection within the first 24 hours, and your ladies' gift will continue throughout the whole, as many collections as there are. So very excited about that, you guys. And I think that's pretty much it. All the information for the collection is in the Etsy listing. If you're in the States, it all goes out in a flat rate priority mail ship box. And then I know it's a flat rate $15 for international shipping. Sometimes it costs me a little more, but that's okay. I don't mind. I like being able to offer this internationally too and keep the prices down a little bit. That's it, you guys. I think I pretty much covered everything. If you have any questions at all, feel free to message me on Etsy. I get that a lot, and I get back to you as soon as I try to get back to you immediately. If I'm busy, I will get back to you ASAP, I promise. If there's any issue that goes through with your ordering, charges too much shipping, or you place 2 separate orders and you want to combine shipping, just send me a message and tell me that you did that, and I will adjust the shipping and refund you the extra for that. I always try to stay on top of that. Anyway, you guys just feel free to ask me any questions at all over on Etsy. I will get back to you. I think that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, for being excited with me about this collection. I do, for those of you who have the November collection, I do have another junk journal with me video. As soon as I have time to sit down and edit, as I'm editing, I will still share that video for those of you working in that journal. I definitely didn't do all that work to not post the video, so it might be a little late, but I will still share the video. I can't wait to start playing in this journal and create the journal with me videos as well. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you feel ready for Christmas, that you're getting into the Christmas spirit. I know I am. I had a little bit of a rough start, but putting this collection together has really, well, and the snow, it's been snowing here. It's starting to feel like Christmas, and I'm excited about that. So, okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.